can't farm better than 3 enemy heroes. What he's doing. Net being chased. Actually, Denny's going to do a big strike. They get a kill, breaking the ownage spree at least.
It looked like he stunned himself.
Oh, he definitely did. He started channeling that over here, so he didn't make it.
Yeah, not really caring too much, though. They do pick up the gem, though, and Dendy finally gets his BKB, so maybe this is the time for Na'Vi to fight. They don't really have any other items to wait on.
Wushi's crazy. He's like, I think there's going to be someone in the jungle. I'm going to start channeling my stun.
He's just kind of doing like the suicide bomber, just like run as close as you can to somebody.
No confirmation that there's actually heroes there, but he's testing it out. Starting to push.
Oh, and a dagger being used by KY or used on KYXY, but I think he's just gonna run away. I don't know if Avos will actually chase this out.
Well, I know who will chase this. It's Alchemist. He hasn't used Unstable though, but he's gonna be breaking Invis any second. There's the vision. Big ulti from Silencer, but Havot's in a pretty good spot. He's gonna be able to run from this, and a mech on Funnick on the high ground. Will we see a roar? I don't think they should even roar Mushi. He's just not gonna die. But anybody else, can they go on him? There's the Frostbite. Here's the roar as well. The right click. Havos right clicking. CM's going to use her ulti. He's getting down to half HP. This is the lowest he's been so far. And we see the reality as well. They're still on the chase, though. Supports are getting low. KYXY is actually going to fall to slow Mushi. He might actually go down. 3.5 seconds. He's going to throw the stun on. Only grabs illusions. And Mushi's going to die. I can't believe it. Finally drops. Puppy's not done yet either.
He buys back. But Dendy with a perfect swing around. And he's got his Frost Dragon. And Ohio, I think, is actually going to go down as well.
That's Aegis on him, though. Havos almost has Manta. They got to escape, but Dendy's going to pay for this one. The right click, the stun. Dendy drops.
And it looks like Orange is actually just going to march on through. Ohio TP's in, trying to find Havos, but everyone TP's out, and Havos is actually going to be just fine. Going to try to farm his Manta. Great fight, though, by Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Didn't lose too much. I mean, they lost Dendy, but they managed to force a lot of buybacks. They get rid of the Aegis. And a good turnaround by them. Not completely out of this fight just yet.
Yeah, I feel like that was really just showing Alchemist his lackings as a hard carry. He can get kited fairly well. The kiting isn't too bad. And once they finally got detection of him and they threw a bunch of slows on him, and then they did Frostbite, and then they did Roar, he did get pretty limited. And it took a while for them to actually get the kill, but they worked him down slowly.
Eventually they did it, but a Hex is going to be completed soon on Ohio, and that should make things a whole lot easier for them. Just being able to get a Vulst out of the fight. And Mushi, of course, goes back to farming. We don't need to watch him. We know what he's going to do. KYXY continuing to just farm out mid. He's getting pretty close now to his sheep, too. Just he's about a Mystic Staff away. A little bit less, and maybe initiating on a Vulst at bottom, but I think they realize that he's definitely protected.
The Manta's actually going to be really useful on him. If they can get Alchemist out of position, he probably still doesn't have evasion. He doesn't.
And the Desolate works on his illusions as well.
Yeah. If he can just jump on him and he's Desolated, if he can Desolate on top of a Frostbited Alchemist, it's going to be insane damage potential, and he could actually die from that. So things are getting more dangerous. Now that Spectre has a second core item up, he's got more survivability, he has more damage options. He's kind of like a glass cannon at the moment, since Alchemist has so many major damage items, but he's got to be a bit careful, more than before. There's a stun, actually. Oh, great! Dendy BKB blocks this disable, and he wants to initiate on net. He can pop his ulti from this one. There's his ulti, looking for the stun range. Ulti as well from Spectre, doing some burn on everybody. Dendy's trying desperately to catch up, but he can't let him stun. KYXY actually channeling out a power shot. Big mistake from him, and now he's slowed and most likely dead. The impetus comes through. He's going to go down. Invis picked up from Nyx Assassin and Aurora on X, and Navi's cleaning up 2 dead heroes. What is going on?
I mean, Havos does a ton of damage. Dendy as well. Just being able to pick off the heroes that are easy to kill. This is exactly what Na'Vi needs to do. They just need to kill the heroes that are really easy to kill. Pick off the Silencer, pick off the Nyx, get the Windrunner, and then from there you can kind of just play kite the Mushi.
It was such a great play from Dendy as well. The reaction time.
Oh, here at top,
that makes a difference. Nyx Assassin goes down. Oh man, can they grab Mushi? Dendy's taking damage. There's the Frostbite completely countering his hero. He's got some huge attack speed reduction. Oh my gosh, Crow gets 2 shot here. Mushi being slowed. There's another stun from the Dragon Tail. He goes down. Mushi's dead. He just doesn't want to buy BKB. That's all he needed to kill 3 heroes there, at least. But he doesn't have it. The Frostbite counters him. The Dragon Tail stun. 4 dead heroes on Orange. Did they throw this game?
Oh my gosh. So Na'Vi was super far behind. I mean, Alchemist had like the combined net worth of 2 heroes and like another. He had more than the Dragon Knight, the Spectre, and the Crystal Maiden. But Na'Vi taking the much smarter fights, the Roar being able to use to great effect, Dendy being able to pick off heroes left and right, and it just seems like their team comp is a lot better at just sustaining and not dying.
Yeah.
and Mushi just getting kited left and right.
There's a slow on net, roar on net as well. Dendi also gets stunned, so that breaks initiation a bit. Havos in a bit of trouble with the shackle, but Net's going to be able to survive. Melee Barracks goes down. Na'Vi takes an advantage here. I don't think Alchemist cares that much, because, hey man, he can still get Grieval gold from these larger creeps, but the stun goes through. Ohio going aggressive. What is this? Another dead hero. Ohio's in trouble. Dendi's trying to make the play, picks him off.
Ohio with that TP, that ROTK TP,
Yeah,
that
kidding.
just an absolute suicide at this point. I don't actually know what Orange is doing. They're actually just running in one by one and dying. I mean, first, Mushi tries to go in 1v4 and fight without a buyback.
Or a BKB.
Yeah, and then he just gets kited for days. And then after that, Ohio just kind of TPs into 4 heroes and then gets killed.
All right, what does he do now? He's 6 slotted. I feel like he has to sell his Battle Fury and get something better. Like, Battle Fury is a great farming item and all, but he's capped out on items at 35 minutes. He needs to get something else. This item build is not working, whether that's a Manta to dodge stuns, or to confuse people, or to refuse the remove the Frostbite. He needs to get something else. It's got to be a BKB, or a Manta style, or something. But
yeah, I think he should ditch the
items
Battle
have to
Fury.
change.
He has to ditch the Battle Fury at this point.
Yeah.
It's only helping him farm. The team fight potential for it isn't very high. You need to get a BKB at this point. It's obviously clear. If you can get a BKB, you can actually just knock out 2 heroes off the bat and make your team a lot more strong. But this throw, I mean, Mushi thought he was so strong, and he's like, well, I'm 6-slotted. Nobody's even close to that. But, okay, I have to see, like, the gold graph alone.
Oh my god. Look at the EXP graph.
But, okay, so the gold graph is still, like, ridiculously... and
but check out the EXP, though.
Oh, is it just completely... Okay.
Have you seen a 20k on EXP before? I don't think I've ever seen that number on EXP.
The gold lead was 25k at one point. That's actually... And it's still almost 20k right now. We're at, like, 17. And Navi's taking racks.
That's pretty crazy. Look at all these Na'Vi kills.
Oh my god, that's so hype. I don't even understand right now what's going on.
It's that hyper embarrassment you're feeling.
Just... Mushi has to sell this Battle Fury.
Yeah.
Like, he has to get rid of it. He needs to get a BKB. At this point, he has to realize, I'm not invincible. Like, this isn't working out.
Yeah, he's not anymore. He had such obscene farm before, but there's 4 staff on Kuro as well. So anybody that even gets jumped on, they just get 4 staffed away. Oh, Puppy picks his up as well. So 2 4 staffs, fairly limited disables on Orange. 4 staff whoever the supports get jumped, whichever support gets jumped on, and then turn and stun, I guess.
God, that...
Until you win.
This game is blowing my mind right now. I still don't understand what's going on.
It's pretty crazy.
Jeez, Ohio was the 2nd highest GPM at one point, or net worth, I think. And then now he's been overtaken. Just the throws. So strong.
They can still win it though.
They're still up by 17k gold, and at one point they were up by like 26k. That has to be like one of the highest comebacks if Na'Vi were actually able to accomplish this. It is only 1 Rax, and Mushi still has time to redeem himself and get a BKB. But Na'Vi looking stronger and stronger by the second.
I'm sure they're loving this game right now. Comebacks feel so good, man.
It's got to be good for the confidence too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially after the way that they've been doing so far today.
Yeah.
Having a really tough time in Group B. They ended up 1-3 of the previous day's games. Today is their first game. They lost the first. I'm sorry. This was their first set of today's games, and they lost the first one. So that means they're 1-4.
Yeah.
They do not want to be bottom of the bracket.
And Havas is actually getting really dangerously close to picking up what might be a heart at this point. He's got 4,300 gold. Just waiting it out. Na'Vi has smoked his 4. Net's just going to blink out. A little bit afraid. The smoke happens for Orange as well. And there's still no BKB on Mushi. But for once, he's going to fight his 5 with his team. And not just kind of go in by 1.
It's a dust. I thought he had gold. Did he buy something? I'm really confused. I could have swore he had more gold than this.
What, than 1,200? No, he had... Mushi's about where he's at.
Okay.
The crazy thing right now is that Mushi, he's finally going to fight with his team. Let's see how that works out for them without a BKB. Orange is saying, okay, we have to go. This feels like kind of like...
Kuro in trouble.
Oh, Kuro's definitely gonna die.
Are they gonna spot this out? There they are, just now. He's so completely surrounded by Invisors. The silence goes in, they're gonna blow up Pavos so fast here. He can buy back. Here comes the Haunt. Was that the right target? Because he's coming back in the fight. They technically have killed nobody.
Mushi's getting impetus to death.
X goes down, Net in trouble as well. Ohio's gonna try to TP. He gets killed. Where's Alchemist? Alchemist gets killed in the back of the team fight. They didn't even need the Spectre to clean that up. Spectre kills all the support. The rest of Na'Vi cleans up the Alchemist without the BKB. He buys back. Can he defend this game? Or are we watching the most epic throw ever?
Okay. So, Puppy just absolutely destroyed him with impetus. Like, ignored everything. They just kited him, held him in place. No BKB still. And Mushi buys back. He's going to go in, but I don't think he does enough damage at this point.
Here comes the stun, lands on 2, great initiation if they can grab these heroes. Force Step actually pushes them out, and Havos runs to the front of the fight. He's going to get killed, so 2 core heroes on Na'Vi down. They're a little too greedy here, not able to get the melee back. Dendy getting stunned next. He's going to stun on Mushi, running for his life. Here comes the sounds, pure damage as well. Dendy likely to die.
Dundee. He is done.
Dendy done.
He's going to die, and Puppy's actually going to get picked off as well.
Wow.
And a triple kill on KYXY just as we are starting to count out Orange. It seems like every time we're like proclaiming somebody's demise, there's a big turnaround, and I have to assume at this point Mushi, as soon as he's got the money for it, he's going to sell this Battle Fury and pick up his BKB. He absolutely needs to at this point. He has to realize that being able to be kited for that long is really what's hurting them, and the impetus destroys you too. But if you get a BKB, all of that goes away. And despite dying so many times recently, 3 deaths in a row, he's still got 856 GPM.
Dendy forced to buy back here. I'm sure he's unhappy about that one, considering he was very close to the Assault Cuirass. He actually still has a plate mail regardless, and Tier 3 takes damage. Kuro's in trouble, drops the Frostbite. He's going to die for this one. Power Shot comes through. Denny in trouble as well. He gets Hex. Not good for him. Didn't get the BKB off, and he dies. Oh my gosh.
And Orange coming back with this, and that was Dendy's buyback. They're going to take this Rax and maybe even just go for more. Oh my...
Oh my god.
What's going on? Why did they fight without Havos? And they're actually going to lose this top Rax as well. And what looked like the biggest comeback I've ever personally seen, a 26k.
Spectre goes in, wants to grab the illusions. Got to pick
Mushi
off
gets force-staffed.
Net's solo. The Radiance Burn is pretty solid, but Spectre did not commit to that one. He went after a different hero. Ohio shows up, looking for Hex. Funnick getting killed really fast. Puppy is low. Puppy gets shackled. Havos trying to fight, but the Hex that's going to stop dispersion, and he's running for his life. Mushi preparing to stun, but Havos is so fast he might self-stun here. Great force staff from KYXY. That's going to set up the kill on Havos. How many hits can you get him? 3 hits. Force staff again. Run for your life. Oh my gosh, another force staff. Oh my gosh, the Frostbite on Mushi. They needed to kill Spectre there, but they couldn't do it.
A double force staff is going to save his life, and Mushi going to come back in. I think at this point, he has to be a little bit careful here as he doesn't have buyback, but Puppy's going to get picked off. And now that's 4 heroes dead. Havos is the only one alive, and Ohio's taking this top Rax, and Mushi's just going to go for this bottom one. And I think that's going to be Mega Creeps for Orange right now.
It's not done yet. They got the 2 powers.
They are going to back, though.
Spectre and Dragon Knight, that's all they need, man. Maybe. I mean, there's only 5 heroes that they have to fight, but can they do it?
Ohio going to come out here, and KYXY is actually quite low. He does have mech up, though, and it looks like Mushi's going to come back in here.
He's diving. He's channeling the stun. He's looking for a target if they can get out of vision. 1.5. Juke it. There's the stun on Mushi. Can they go on him, though? They're actually not going to try it. They could, though. Man. I guess if they would have gone in and popped the Manta, there would have been follow-up. Pretty crazy, man.
This game just
hard finished on Spectre, by the way. He's got an extra 1,000 HP. That's going to be a huge difference. He still needs some armor, but... or something. Evasion would work.
Yeah, they're actually going to take Roshan right now on Orange, and Mushi actually sold his Shadow Blade.
Yep.
He's going to pick up the Aegis, and this makes it really difficult right now for Na'Vi to fight, but at the same time, I mean, Havos finally has his heart. It's going to be really difficult for anyone on Orange to live through the Haunt and the Manta, and Na'Vi not quite out of it yet. They did lose the top Rax, but at this point, with this farm of a Spectre, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. They were going to lose mid-racks in that push, no matter what. But when Dendy, as well as Kuroki, got picked off on the mid lane, that guaranteed the top racks fell. If they would have played safer and just let the mid-racks go, waited for the respawn on Havos, they would have probably saved the top racks. So the game gets a lot harder now. 2 racks is way harder to save than a single.
Yeah. And you want to give all the credit in the world for Na'Vi to holding. They actually only lost 2 racks out of that, although I think they could have gotten away with 1 set. And even if they lost the second set, they didn't need to die. That was the big thing there. At the same time, the game's not over for them yet. Havas is still absolutely huge. And Spectre is a fantastic carry. The Dispersion and the Desolate this late in the game just does absolute work against everybody.
Yeah. As soon as he presses Haunt, all of the supports on the enemy team
and
have
Mushi
to
sells
run.
his Battle Fury and picks up a Butterfly, refusing to get a BKB. he just says to himself, you know what? Let's make this game a little more challenging.
This is a great pickup, though. 30,
Oh, of course.
35% evasion. Na'Vi does... They have no MKBs in sight, not even close. Even Spectre picking up an MKB is never an item he wants to buy, just because...
I think if he were to get a BKB right now, though, they could push through bottom lane, and he could just pop the BKB and take racks before they could do anything.
On the Alchemist?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he buy 2 BKBs, trade them out? No, they share cooldown, I suppose.
that was a terrible idea. But
so much gold, though. Well... He
Refresher.
like cycled out his whole item inventory. This looks like a different game right now.
it's like he sold the Shadow Blade and the Battle
and a
Fury
Battle Fury.
and
How
picked
often
up
do you
an
get to
Aegis and a
sell 2
Butterfly.
pretty major items here?
I think it's actually CT Weston.
Oh, Havos might be in trouble. He's going
Havos,
forward.
he's
Navi's
going
not
way
here.
far out.
Net, here comes the stun. Here comes the... Oh, the Manta's going to dodge things. He's running. He puts the Hunt down. The Shackle, though, he's going to go down,
global
I think.
silence
Global
goes
silence.
off.
Net taking a ton of damage from this, and he does end up dying. That was his ulti as well. Dendy's trying to fight things out, but he uses Shadow Blade. He's got to get out of here. Throws some damage on KYXY. Here comes a Wind Run. Mushi in trouble. There's the roar. Needs a follow-up stun. So, and then... Oh, he's so chain stunned. That's going to be it. That's his first death. But the respawn, Grey Shackle, Funnick in trouble. Ohio running for his life. Dendy's going to try to clean these 2 up while the Alchemist tears through the rest of his team. Net running for his life, but Puppy picks him off. It's not over yet, though. There's the Shadow Blade. Frostbite. Kuroki's got to dodge. Here comes the stun landing. He gets Dragon Tail.
Mushi gonna be
Mushi.
kited out.
Will the RNG be in his favor? He's right-clicking Dendy. Abyssal Blade, another Force Staff as well. Buys him a second. Great, another Force Staff. Great supports from Na'Vi so far. Here comes
Gonna
another
mean the death
stun.
of Kuroki, though.
It's going to land on Puppy. He's running for
Or
the
is
chase.
it?
The stuns go. Kuro is going to TP out. He makes it. Puppy's his ghost step. He can't get the kills. He keeps getting kited. No Shackle there as well. And Denny's coming in to clean up. Can he grab KYXY? He's got no mana. His ulti's going to run out. There's the slow as well. He doesn't have Wind Run just yet, but he's also going to teleport.
What
Na'Vi
phenomenal
holds it,
play
man.
by Puppy and Kuroki saving that. I'm in disbelief that
Yeah.
both of them were able to get out despite not having the 4 staffs. Mushi just stuns himself right now. Kind of just
They were not
symbolic of
close.
this entire
Yeah.
game. And being able to double 4-staff Dendy, Kuro
was
and
really
Puppy
good.
have absolutely saved this game. When Havas at bottom, the first major push by Orange came when they were able to double 4-staff him into safety. That saved him the game, and able to save them the game again by saving Dendy that one time. Wow, this support play. You don't actually see a CM have this much of an impact, but Kuro showing exactly how you do.
It's been a pretty insane series so far. I mean, how close have both of these games been? I mean, the first one was less close, of course, but there's been so many comeback mechanics constantly in these 2 matches. I can't, man, 30k net worth on an Alchemist. He's got a gem now. What a waste of an item slot, am I right? Why would he? That item only costs 850.
He might as well just give it to his team.
Yeah, no kidding.
But still, once again, as usual, we've seen Mushi just being kited, and kited, and kited, and kited. And meanwhile, his team is just getting picked off in the back. His team doesn't exactly have the same tank capabilities as he does. And the scary thing for Orange right now is that Havas wasn't even there for the majority of that fight, was using everything defensively, and they still almost kind of went okay in that fight.
He had a pretty good almost escape there with the Manta style as well as the Haunt, but the Global Sounds definitely locked him down. And he's going to do some split pushing top. He's got 1900 gold. What is the next item for Spectre at this point? What do you say? Do you say a Butterfly for the evasion?
A butter
as
would
well
be
as
really
the
nice for him.
Illusion damage?
A butter would be really good. If he wants just pure DPS, he could pick up a Diffusal if he wants to continue to kite Mushi. But a butter, I think, at this point would kind of help him out a lot. Just the evasion. There's no MKBs on Orange. At least I think so. Yeah, it looks like Ohio's going for a Daedalus.
Pretty good choice. Yeah, Nature's Prophet is starting to do some serious damage.
Yeah, there's a Hex coming up any moment now on KYXY, and finally, there's a BKB picked up on Mushi. I know there's I know there's a Beastmaster Roar, but everything else right now is crushing him in fights. I mean, just the Enchant, the Frostbite, the Dragon Tail. I mean, it's not even about the Roar at this point. If you can get him to roar you while you're BKB'd, or at least like after the the Roar ends, you BKB, then you can actually do something in the fight. instead of just getting slowed to death as what's
Yeah.
happening. Mushi correctly realizing that, picks up a BKB for himself.
Navi a little blocked in here. We'll see if Funnick summons his bird. He's looking for heroes, I assume. Let's take a look at Navi's vision quick. They're looking in the Radiant jungle at the meantime, but they don't actually know that Orange is grouped up mostly on the mid lane. Can they just swing in and take the last racks? Net's looking for heroes. I just don't think they realize they're taking the tier 2 tower. Actually, Havos is going to get the last hit or not, but it is killed. And there's Mushi coming in, tier 3 tower. There's the glyph pop, 12 HP left on this thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Mushi's just going to back out.
Puppey does not have a TP scroll. If they would have forced the fight there, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, but everyone else, actually, Funnick
Oh,
actually
Havos
doesn't
so
have one
close,
as well.
Manta style, but he gets stunned regardless. Again, getting right click. Does he have buyback? I don't know if he's got it. He's got 3,000 gold. So buys back immediately. There's the haunt. They want to fight. Going after the support heroes. X on the high ground, going to TP out. That's all he can accomplish. And here's the reality. Here comes the dagger. Any second, they're going to have the vision. There's a stun. Ohio goes down for sure. So one dead hero on Orange. Cost him a buyback on Spectre. Not the biggest loss, though. Can they push this out? It's going to be tough.
They get 2 heroes in return for that. The bottom tower is down. There's a naked Rax. And Navi's, one of their base towers is dangerously close to dying, but they're actually holding. Havos, I mean, it was kind of a bit of a confusing mix-up there. I don't think he should have been there.
Force
But
that forward. Mushi might be in trouble. There's some creeps or Desolate damage.
No
coming
BKB
through now.
actually.
There's the ulti from Curl. Look at the slow on him. Great force staff as well from X at half HP. Host. Oh man, Havos in trouble. Here comes the false stun. He is so going to die from this one. Hex was way too aggressive, and now Havos dead for 90 seconds. Puppey's forward as well, but he's got to get out of here. Why is he even fighting? Force staff out and run, man.
and Havos dies again. Oh, and
my
actually,
gosh.
was that the Nature's Prophet ult plus
Yes.
Ghost Scepter?
Yeah.
That just blew him up. And Na'Vi, after looking like they were ahead, I mean, they were able to kill 2 heroes for nothing, I believe. And then being able to get that turned around off of that beautiful shackle, and now it looks like Orange is going to barrel down for these mega creeps. Or maybe even just thrown.
I don't think Funnick and Dendy can hold this off. There's not going to be buyback from Spectre. He just purchased that. So there's the Hex on Funnick. Could be a false stun. BKB is used, and there's no way Dendy can stop this. He goes on Ohio. Good damage choice, but the Force Staff on him, and there's the Abyssal Blade. This could be the end of the game. Dendy is going down. He is going to fall. Good game is called, and Na'Vi is going to take it 0-2. See perfect prediction. Just...
Navi's going to take it 0-2.
But there it is. I said that on purpose. Screw you guys.
Wow, that game just kind of was a roller coaster of emotions, playing with my heartstrings.
Yeah, no
I don't
kidding.
even understand. I have to like watch this replay to fully figure out what I just saw. A 49-minute, 38-second win by Orange. What looked like a sure win. It was like a 26-27k gold lead. And then they lose a major fight after fight, and then it's like a 17k gold lead, and somehow Na'Vi takes Rax and pressures for a second one. And then Havos dying mid that one time, buying back, then dying again.
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
just too much for Na'Vi to handle at that point. Na'Vi putting up an absolutely brilliant fight, though, in a loss.
They really did. I mean, how many times... I thought the game was over. I called GG pretty much. I was like, I was expecting, and usually I'm not too wrong on those. I expected GGs within like 5 seconds. That one didn't happen. And then Mushi was like, I don't want BKB, so I guess that changed the game.
As soon as he got a BKB, the game got so much easier for him.
Yeah, it really
He's just
did.
like, how many stuns or slows can I like slowly trudge through without attacking somebody before like this crosses my mind? Like I know people in chat will be like, oh, there was a Beastmaster, but at the same time, like, why would you not get a BKB? It was like the Frostbite, the 4 staffs. You need something to like stop that from happening. They were just like playing parkour around him.
Yeah, they really were. So I want to hear how your guys' hearts are doing over on the desk. Did that game look good for you?
We're just in disbelief. Hotman's actually visiting us. He's off in the corner cracking up. Unbelievable game. I mean, it was a circus. It was an absolute clowny game, but some fantastic individual plays by the support. Some unbelievable throws by the carry players on both teams.
They need lessons from EG on how to throw properly.
This game had it all, even more than Game 1, and I thought Game 1 really delivered to that department.
Yeah, so beginning with the draft, firstly, Whistle's banned out. I'm actually surprised that Orange didn't go with what worked for them last game, which is SD Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
But regardless,
they were both available.
Yeah. The first 15 to 25 minutes went almost perfectly for Orange, except for a couple deaths by the Nature's Prophet, but it still didn't really set them back that far. He still had a 32-minute Midas, Shadow Blade, Scythe of Vice, and the Spectre only got a 23-minute ratings, which is still pretty late considering all of the free farm that he got and support that he got. So, I mean, everything was going pretty well for them, and then it all started with the Blink Nyx Assassin Impale on the Dendi BKB. It all started from there, and then they had to use Global during the BKB. Two of their heroes got picked off, and then Bushi's like, hey, let me try, guys. And then 1v4.
He saw what Havos
no
did.
BKB, no buyback. He's just like, whatever, I can do this.
You know what it is? He saw what Havos did in game 1, and he said, I got to one-up that. Havos just
I would do the same thing without BKB.
Cruises his way through 5 enemy heroes after his entire team's been wiped in game 1, dies in the process. Mushi says, I'm more farmed. I'm going to make this work.
And then
he was
like
very
even
wrong.
more heroes got picked off. Like right after they took the Rex, Furion TP'd in the middle of 4 of them, and
that
then
was
just died.
I immediately started yelling ROTK. It was a suicide bomber Prophet, and it was unbelievable.
Havos got picked off a couple of times too, and then the Dendi buyback in middle where he just died too right before Spectre revived. He had like 15 seconds left on his respawn, and the Rex was going to go down anyways.
Right.
And instead of waiting, they're just like, whatever, we'll try and man up. I mean, that was pretty much a theme of the game.
Somehow Navi managed to be down 27k gold and took rats.
That would have been an incredible comeback.
I cannot stress enough, Orange almost managed to throw the unthrowable. There is no way in hell that game should have even been close. I mean, Navi had great individual plays, but it was set up by Orange making some really questionable decisions.
Mushi's too cool for BKB. I mean, BKB.
I think Mushi just doesn't want to have fans because they're all going to die very young. Like everyone who's a fan of Mushi
How
is
can
going
I
to have a heart attack.
best waste the gold that I farm?
Okay. They were competing to see who could throw the most. I mean, in all seriousness, we did see some fantastic individual plays. Net, Puppy, Kuroki. I thought, aside from that one Blink Initiate where Net went for the DK, he got the BKB off. I felt like otherwise these supports played incredibly well, and their carries just made their lives unbelievably difficult, way harder than it had to be. But
the Furion draft pick was very strong. I think that Navi was going to take it if they didn't. But, I mean, picking Spectre first is just very questionable.
yeah, Navi was definitely going to take it, because yesterday I think they went Spectre, and then they went Prophet in that exact same position as the lights dim here, the air conditioning comes on. But that's neither here nor there.
It was a clowny game.
It was a circus.
Exciting to watch, though.
We're not done yet, guys. We've got 2 more best of 2s coming up for you. It's the Alienware Cup, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by DPM Interactive, the organizer, as well as our sponsors, Alienware and MasterCard. Huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to you guys for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be right back soon with more action. We have another 2 best of 2s coming up. Stay tuned.